evening to, have we any members of the public?
Sarah Beckett asked to attend. I'm just waiting on Julie.
Okay. Okay, councillors, welcome to this planning meeting tonight. The chair is to announce that this may be recorded and that all participants may be muted, but are very unlikely to in this first meeting. So I will go into item 2, which is apologies for absence. Apologies for absence.
I have no apologies for absence.
Okay, well, we'll go to item 3, register of interest, declaration of members' interests, and to remind councillors of the need to keep up to date the register of members' interests and to consider any request received for members' dispensation. Do we have any requests tonight? Good evening, Julie.
Good evening.
Any requests
Good
tonight?
evening. Evening.
James, I just need to declare a non-pecuniary interest in one item.
Yeah, which is?
List 12,
Yeah.
application DC 200399.
Please, Ian, remind us when we get to it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Right, item 4, minutes of the previous meeting, and that was the meeting held on the 16th of March 2020. We'll go through for accuracy to start with and then matters arising. So page 1. Yes, who's that?
No, sorry, that was me.
Fine, okay. Page 2. Page 3. And page 4. May I sign these as a true record?
Yes.
Who's going to propose that?
Councillor Holbert proposes that.
Fine.
Yes.
And who's seconding it?
I will.
Fine.
So
Neil. So I've signed that and dated it the 20th, the 4th, 2020. So that's done. Now we'll go through it for matters arising. Page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. No matters arising. Thank you very much indeed. Item 5, public participation, an invitation to members of the public to put questions or statements of not more than 3 minutes duration. Resolutions can only be made on items that are on the agenda, but councillors are very happy for matters relating to the town to be brought to their attention. Do we have any matters, anything that the public would like to raise?
There are, at the moment, we have no members of the public in attendance.
Fine. Deborah, if somebody arrives, then we will give them the courtesy of just discussing why they've come in to see us.
Okay.
Okay. Item 6, planning applications for West Suffolk Council, lists 11 to 14. Right, list number 11, no planning application to be considered by Newmarket Council. That makes that easy. List number 12. This is 200458, trees in a conservation area, 1 Norway spruce to fell. Sarah, can I have
sorry, can I just declare a non-pecuniary interest, since I sometimes use Rossdale's?
Fine. I thought
okay.
you were the doctor, but never mind.
Oh, this is the vet, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I don't personally use them.
I better do the same because I also use Rossdale's.
It's been decided upon, so they had no objections, so I think we missed the deadline on that one. So it's kind of irrelevant whether or not we've got.
Thank you very much. Turning the page.
Did you want me to share my screen and I can bring up the planning applications as you talk?
Go for it.
Great.
Go for it, Sarah. I've kind of got them set up, but you're welcome to.
Okay, so we've done that one.
Okay, Sarah, 1990 stroke 01, tree preservation order, 1 number pine at 64 Churchill Avenue.
Okay, is this one? Yeah.
Yes, this is the
Okay.
one I've got the non-pecuniary interest in.
Okay, Sarah, would you like to share with us your thoughts on this?
Are we gonna? So after the tree tree officer came in and discussed the tree applications with us, I think we were going to. He made the point that it's very much up to the species and the tree itself as to whether or not felling them is a real issue. So were we going to have a kind of new stance on just saying that we defer to the tree officer on applications such as this?
Yes.
Jane,
I
can I
think-
come in?
Yes, you can. Please do.
Well, it's this Churchill Avenue, and it's the tree belt that follows at the back of all the houses and bungalows in Churchill Avenue. It's a mixture of beeches and Scots pine, I think. Is that right, Ian?
That's right, yeah.
I don't know this one. I don't know how badly it's leaning. There are quite a lot of Scots pines that are quite tall. If this one goes, then there may be applications for more. That's all I would say. And it probably needs a site visit. I don't know if you can see it from your garden, Ian.
Well, I have walked past this one, and there is definitely a lean on this pine, and it would be hypocritical of me to oppose it, because we had a pine tree removed about 2 years ago for the very same reason, that it was beginning to lean at something like a 60-degree angle, and it doesn't sort of fill you with a great deal of hope, if you like, because there's another strong wind blowing from a certain direction. So I personally wouldn't object to this.
Okay, may I suggest, councillors, that on this occasion, I will propose that we defer to the planning officer, the tree officer, to make up his mind whether or not this is suitable to come down or should be kept.
Well, could I say something? I think that we should repeat our view that we strongly object to the felling of healthy trees.
Well, I don't think, Rachel, I don't think that's a bad thing. I would add that to anything that we send in.
So,
But the implication here is that it's not a healthy tree because they're worried about damage to the neighbour's property.
well,
So they
yeah,
think it
I
might be
understand that.
storm.
But if it's not a healthy tree, then
Yeah, it's fine to bring it down.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
do strongly object, and we've all seen a lot of trees that purportedly are, are not healthy, and they've turned out just to be an inconvenience to somebody who owns them. So I really think we need to maintain our general objection.
Okay, so would you make a proposal then, please, Rachel?
Yeah, I will. I'll say we strongly object to the felling of healthy trees. In this case, we are happy to take the advice of the tree officer.
Do I have a seconder?
I agree with that. I second that.
Fine.
Okay.
So that's been proposed by Rachel and seconded
All
by
in favour?
By Peter.
Favour? Anybody against? Fine, that's carried.
James, Sarah Beckett has now joined the meeting.
Fine. Would you mind then if I just stop and just address Sarah Beckett, and then we will continue. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome, Sarah.
She may, I don't know whether she should be able to hear you.
Okay, let's continue and we'll come back to Sarah when we finish this list. Planning application number 200434, 140 Exning Road. I broke my restrictions to stay in the house and went out and had a look at this afternoon. And can you pull up the plans for that, please, Deborah?
I think Sarah's doing that. You happy to do that, Sarah?
Yeah, hang on, give me a second. A lot of the documents don't seem to be viewed at this time. They were online earlier.
So do you want to come out of sharing and I'll have a go and see if I, because
Yeah.
the documents
Hang
open
on,
already.
you should be able to steal it, but there you go. My cat's getting over attached as well.
I had noticed. Yeah, I've now got to figure out which application. I've got so many different things open at the moment. We don't need that.
James, while we're looking for it,
Yes.
I couldn't see anything to object to this. Clearly, it's a house being divided into 2 apartments, but I couldn't see that there was any problem in doing that.
No, well, I would go along with that because I had a look this afternoon, and the good thing about this application is that there is actually between the 2 houses you can walk through, and I presume access to the top flat will be from the back or the bottom flat from the back. So I see no reason to object to this application.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any parking issues because there isn't, in fact, there's less bedroom space compared to the current situation. So whereas you could have adult children in a shared domestic house, you'd end up with more cars than what is planned. So, and there's double yellow outside, so they shouldn't be causing problems for neighbours.
Okay, so I'll propose that we go ahead with this application. Do I have a seconder?
I'll
Second.
second that.
Well, you've got 3 options. You've got Peter, Mick or Sarah seconding.
Right, so those in favour?
That's me.
I can't see you all. Is there anybody against? Thank you. So that one we will agree to recommend. Is Sarah Beckett there? No. Okay. Planning application 200436 7 Brookfield Close, Newmarket, a first floor side extension. Now, have we got some plans for this? 0436.
Yes, that's 0436.
Right.
By the way, Sarah is there. Her video is turned off.
Yeah, but she should be able to hear us. I have messaged
She
her.
can hear. Yeah, it indicates that she can hear, but her video is off.
Yeah, she did indicate that she didn't think she'd have enough signal strength to have the video on. But she's not responding when we speak to her, and I have messaged her on chat to see if she can hear us, but I don't think she's come back to me.
Okay, can we open up, please, 7 Brookfield Close, the plan of the extension?
Is this not the correct one? What was the number?
200436.
Yeah, that's the one then.
Could we open?
Okay. Sarah's just emailed me and she said she can hear, but she only wants to she doesn't want to participate. She just wants to hear.
Okay. So can we have a look at the block plan?
Yeah. So that's this one. Well, that's the elevations and the floor plan. So this is just basically extending over the garage to put this bit in here.
Okay. Deborah, do we have any objections by
No.
any of the neighbours?
No.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm proposing that we accept this application. Do I have
Yeah,
No.
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not overlooking the neighbour at all. It's sort of just in the roof line. It's fine.
Okay. Those in
Straightforward.
favour? Sorry.
Yeah, Peter said let's go for it.
Okay.
Right. Those in favour? Anybody against? That's carried. List number 13. No planning application to be considered for Newmarket Town Council. So that takes care of 13. Moving on to 14, we have planning application 200162. Planning application for change of use of basement. Are we all still there?
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
Right, planning application, change of use of basement from an office to escape room, assembly and leisure. Do we have anyone who wants to speak on this?
I think it's an interesting application, and having looked at it and checking it, I couldn't see any objections from other tenants and or neighbours, whatever, of that building. So I think it's a good idea. It's just something which is going to bring people into the centre of the town again. It's something the town doesn't have.
Yeah, I think it's good for the tourism. By the way, Deborah, when you open the PDFs, we're stuck on the Explorer view and we don't see the PDF. So I think it's sharing the app rather than sharing the screen. But yeah, I think it's good business, and you know, as a rainy day event, it's quite good for local attractions.
Okay. Do we have some? Who else would like to speak on this? Andy. Andy,
Very much, yeah. Like other councillors, I think it would be great. I've actually done a couple of them. They're really good fun. So it gets my vote.
Fine.
Yeah, and I think these things are becoming more usual, and it seems like a good fun idea.
Proposal from the floor, please.
No objections?
No objection.
Yeah.
I need somebody to.
Okay.
Did you hear Peter?
No, I didn't.
He said, let's go for it.
Okay, seconder.
I'll second it.
Those in favour? Those against? That's carried, thank you. Okay. We're now on to 200448, Unit 1, 2 Exeter Road, Newmarket. Change of use from a Class 1 retail to a Class 2 gymnasium with an ancillary cafe and retail outlet. Who would like to speak on this?
I think this is the same as the previous one, really. This is an empty retail unit, isn't it?
Yes.
And this is going to offer something which is different. So I would have no objection to that at all.
Okay. Does anyone?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah, there does seem to be some confusion from the highways officer, because he's talking about a terrace that there is no mention of in the planning application, and he also talks about parking and cyclists, somewhere for bicycles. So I just think maybe the highways officer's got a bit confused with the planning application. But can I also just ask, can you see the application on your screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Well, I would go along with Ian and say, you know, we need more retail units used within the town. So I would second Ian's proposal.
Yeah.
I agree.
Does anybody else want to speak?
I agree with what's been said. It's Warwick. Yeah.
Okay. Those in favour?
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
Yeah.
against? No, that's carried. Thank you. Right, moving on. 200505, 1 Manderston Road, Newmarket, household application for a 2-storey side extension. Now, could somebody point out to me which is the extension and which is the original house?
So this is just the proposed elevations. The existing is coming right up. So this is the existing. So currently there's a porch here and a utility room here. On the proposal, they're going to extend this whole area to the side and incorporate a downstairs loo and a new entrance. I don't know whether that's supposed to be, I don't know what that room's going to be, but.
Okay. Do we have any objections from the neighbours?
No.
It's on a corner plot, so it's not kind of infringing on the neighbour's boundary at all.
But
it's just green space.
I think, James, the block plan is wrong because it says it's on the corner of Manderson Road and Valley Way, and I think it's Manderson Road and Windsor Road, and they've simply labelled it wrong. It doesn't make any material difference to the application, but we should be aware of that. If you look to the block plan, you can see the road is labelled wrong. This is Windsor Road.
But it's
Way down here.
is the layout the same, or is it?
Well,
does it?
Manhattan Road goes into Windsor Road, not Valley Way.
Yeah.
Oh, unless it's the top. Sorry.
No, well, I was going to say, it does at one end because that's where I've been doing all the leafleting. I walked 7 miles around that area.
No, I am wrong. It's the other end of Anderson Road. I'm sorry, it's the other end of Anderson Road. Yes.
Okay. Can I go back to Deborah? Deborah, were there any objections?
No,
No objections.
no.
Can I have a proposal from the floor?
Yeah, no objections.
No,
I'll second
no,
that.
no objection.
Those in favour?
Yeah,
I'm in favour. Yes.
Anybody against?
Peter agrees.
Fine, that's carried. Thank you. Application number 200514 from Waitrose Limited, Fred Archway, Newmarket, planning applications for 4-number van charging points.
I think we should just approve this.
And I agree.
Yeah, I think we should say we should
We
strongly support
just
it on the
agreed to
basis
it,
it's
yeah.
green.
yeah,
Those in favour?
yeah.
Anybody against? Right.
James, can I just pick up what Sarah mentioned, that we should support this? We have the option to do that rather than to just not object.
Andy, I think that's fine. And I think that comes from the whole of the floor, that we strongly support this application.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on. 200527 Wicks, Willie Snaith Road, Newmarket, planning applications, variations of conditions 2 and 7 to allow use of revised drawings for customers parking provision, 1-number retail warehouse, Class A, including mezzanine floor, outdoor projected centre. Well, do we know exactly what's going on there? Deborah.
Yeah, so this
Sorry, Deborah.
that's right. Can you see the I'm just trying to bring up the site plan. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone again.
Right, we'll just try again. Here it is. Try share again. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the main Wicks store here. Tesco store and car park is on the other side of the road, and another site for future development here. So access would be off the roundabout and into the site from this direction.
Which it is at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this would be a service area, and I'll just zoom in a little bit because there's an outdoor project centre. So
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that would include, but
Well, it's already there. It's just got,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
external pots and things like that in it.
so I mean I don't know what it is that they're proposing that's different from existing.
I don't think it's going to alter the site a great deal, because the parking's the parking is directly off the access from Willie Snaith's Road. So what's happening on the other side really isn't going to alter things very much at all. My view is that this should go forward.
We just agree it. I would suggest we just agree it. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
So I've got Warwick seconding my proposal. Can we have a vote on it? Those in favour?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those against?
Yeah.
Then that's carried. Thank you. Okay, 0579, a tree preservation order at 23 Collins Place, Newmarket. Tree preservation order. Sarah, would you like to talk on this, please?
It's just about repollarding a lime tree that's already been pollarded back to original pollard points. So not particularly controversial. Obviously, the tree survived that many times before, so I think it's uncontroversial.
Rachel, what would you like to add to that?
Well, it's just being pollarded to previous pollarding points. I'm not sure there is anything. We support, I suppose we could say we support good tree management.
I'll second that.
Okay, those in favour?
Yeah.
Anybody against?
Good
Thank you
treatment.
very much. Okay, we now come on to a letter from West Suffolk Council, DC 182210. Consultation period has actually elapsed because the consultation period was up to the 16th of April. But I have spoken to Charlotte Waugh today, the case officer, and I have been on site today. Now, this is the McDonald's application that we as a council opposed at its initial stage and was then given the go-ahead by West Suffolk. I've also been on to...
Was it not Forest Heath at that point?
It might have been Forest Heath, Rachel. It might have been Forest Heath. What they're actually asking to do now is a planning application for 2-number drive-through cafe restaurants units for Costas and McDonald's with associated parking, landscaping and McDonald's climbing box. Now, if I just may finish, I not only spoke to Charlotte Waugh this morning, but I had a visit to site this afternoon, and looking through there is a highways objection that hasn't been overcome as of yet. And the highways objection said that there was a severe impact produced on the highway with regard to safety with this drive-through unit. But I do understand from Charlotte that since this application went in, a second lot of drawings has gone into Suffolk County Council via highways with modifications to this particular aspect. Please, would somebody like to speak?
Yeah,
Have we
well,
seen that
my-
sorry, it's Peter. Have we seen these new drawings at all, and does it really make an effect of what we were disagreeing with?
Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. And as far as Charlotte Waugh is concerned, and this would obviously apply to us, we haven't seen any new drawings that are acceptable to Suffolk County Council.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes, of course, Rachel.
Yeah. I was one of the people who voted against this because apart from anything else, I think it's wholly inappropriate to have a McDonald's next door to the children's playing fields, Leamington playing fields. And I certainly think that, you know, apart from the fact that I think it's ill-advised, I also think that there is a particular danger to all this traffic around where children will be coming and going anyway. Plus, we all know that this is a real traffic black spot generally. So I think we ought to support the highways objection and ask for it to come back so that we can examine and see exactly how they are proposing to get over that objection.
Rachel?
James, if I might say, I'm actually hugely in favour of this application because I think there will be a massive demand for McDonald's and Costa in the area. However, my support for it would be based on them resolving, the applicants resolving the issue with regard to the highways.
James,
Yes, please do come in.
Yeah,
And
yeah. The thing is, I objected to the opening of McDonald's and because we've already got a hamburger store just down the road. And the thing is on it, that obviously where it's going to be situated, it is going to be a danger with traffic and also litter. I am still not very keen on it. If there's a way we can near enough redeem that we don't have to store, I'm all for it. But I don't know if I'm just talking into thin air. Okay.
James, can I talk?
Yes, please do.
Another consideration is that in the neighbourhood plan, this could be perceived as an important gateway into the town. And in the neighbourhood plan, and I'm sorry, I can't quote the policy, it says that any new development must not detract from the attractiveness of the gateway to the town. Now, you could argue that we've already, with Burger King, we already have a bad entrance. But it is something that I think we must at least consider and raise with the planners, that this, as I say, is an important gateway to the town. For all much racing traffic, they come down Willie Snaith Road as their entrance into the town. And they'll be greeted by Burger King, and then they'll be greeted by McDonald's. Is this the right way to greet people into our town? And there is policy in neighbourhood plan exactly on that.
Okay, can I point a remark towards Andy, please? Andy, I understand from Charlotte Wall that this will go to the delegated panel.
Okay, right.
Is that therefore saying that it will not go to full committee?
Well, what happens is the delegation panel is the chair and the two vice chairs and any ward councillor that wants to go along to this. So I would imagine that that is in the Newmarket North Ward.
Yes.
So Michael or Karen Soons could make representation to the committee and say, we'd like this to go to full committee.
And Andy, couldn't you go as a Suffolk County Council representative for that area? I mean, I couldn't support you more in your response to this. I think it's wholly inappropriate. I think it's bad for children, and I think it's dangerous. And anybody who knows that area knows how bad the traffic is. So, Andy, I think if we choose to object, then perhaps you could go along as well if necessary.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be allowed in that capacity. Of course, if it comes to committee, I'm on planning committee anyway. So maybe the better option is to get one of the two ward councillors to try and get delegation panel to refer it to committee.
Right. So we have up in front of us.
No, the policies are. It's not at the beginning. No.
Do you want to see the policy? Shall I see if I can find it?
It's probably something like number 30.
Yeah.
We must start to put a special thing about the neighbourhood plan on these DNP offenders.
Here we are. Attractive entrances to the town, policy 32.
Just on that point, though, Mick, can I make the point that there's Queensbury Lodge and the swimming pool? So,
yeah, absolutely.
We've got some long, ongoing issues which we need to resolve.
But that policy actually talks about the A142. It couldn't be clearer.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have to come to the point where we have to put a proposal to the floor. Has anybody got a proposal that they want to put? Yes, please, Rachel.
Yeah, I propose that we object to this application on the basis that the highway safety issues have not been resolved and that it's in contravention of the Newmarket neighbourhood plan policy.
I second that.
And do you have a seconder for that?
Yep,
I second that.
Yes, you have with me.
Right. In that case, Deborah, would you count the vote, please? Because on my screen, I'm only seeing 4 people. So because this is a little controversial, those in favour, and Deborah, please count. Those in favour of rejecting this, please show a hand.
Okay, so I can see Chris, O'Neill, Julie, Sarah and Andy. and I'm not seeing anybody else.
Well, I can see Yasmin, Mick, the chairman, and me, as well as you,
What
Deborah.
Yeah. Sorry, Deborah. What is the vote on this?
This is we're voting on the McDonald's application. So,
Yeah.
so we're
Well, I'm against. Yeah, I'm
so,
against it.
yeah. So you're counted as well. I think that's unanimous.
No,
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 I'm registering a vote the other way.
Sorry.
Those against us rejecting the application, please show your hands.
Ian. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ian. Anybody abstaining? Thank you very much. We will move on.
Can I just say, Chair, we need to make sure we're objecting on those two bases.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's on the highways issues and it's in contravention of NKT 32.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Great.
Right. Item 9, planning application change of use from financial and professional services on 20/01/05, 48 High Street, Newmarket.
That's a decision.
Decision.
These are decisions.
Fine. So we can move on from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Planning Regulation Service decision week ending 20 to the 3rd. These are decisions, I presume. Temporary siting of 2 containers on Hamilton Road.
Yeah, that was refused.
That went through?
No, it was refused.
Refused.
I think.
27 Exting Road. Deborah?
Sorry, I'm just looking for
All right.
it. I was in another application.
I'm conscious of your time scale.
Yeah, we're doing okay just for the moment.
Right.
Yeah, so that 27 Exning Road was approved.
Okay. St. Louis?
That was refused. Replacement of existing windows. Yeah, it was refused.
Okay, that's fine, as long as we know it's been done. 20/009, Unit 3A, Retail Park, Oaks Drive, Blowforge Cage.
Yeah, that was approved.
Good. 20/0072 at the White Hart.
That was approved.
Fine. Shellfleet, 17 Berry Road, 0212. It's a tree application.
Yeah, that was trees in a conservation area notification, and there were no objections.
Okay.
I had a question, Chair, about that though, Deborah, because I was surprised we didn't object. Does anybody remember? This is on the Berry Road, and we might normally have been expected to object unless we missed it for some reason.
Sarah?
I'm just double checking.
You've got the memory and the tree.
Yeah, hang on. So what number was it?
Okay, it was.
Hang on, I've got it up here. No, sorry, we strongly objected to
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be unlikely we didn't.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, sorry, it doesn't say that here. It says no objections, and this has happened before where we've made objections and for some reason they either haven't had them or they've missed them or something.
No, sorry, the no objections was the decision made by the planning authority. It wasn't what we said.
Well, normally if we object,
yeah, so if you follow the link through, follow the link through to the planning application on the portal, it then shows our comments, and then but it's also the decision notice. So sorry, I misunderstood what James was asking me to explain. So what you're seeing here on the application on your agenda pack is the decision that was made by the planning authority. Our comments are on the planning portal along with the decision notice. And the decision notice was that the matter has been considered by the council and that confirmed that there is no objection to the proposed work. So that is by the planning officer, the tree officer.
Didn't we decide though that if we did object that they were going to notify us when they were going to hear it. I mean, this happens to be my ward actually, and I don't have any recollection of being told that this was going to delegation panel, because I would have sat in on it like I did on something last week or the week before.
Right. Okay. Well, it's possible that this has kind of slipped through the net, that we wanted ward councillors to be notified when they were going to delegated panels. So.
So Deborah, can we now just send them a note back saying that we were dissatisfied that they agreed for the trees to come down and they didn't notify us of the delegation panel's meeting where we would have attended?
Okay. Yeah, it's to be honest, it's actually really hard to keep tabs on the applications that we've recommended refusal for and when they might be coming up. But we'll see what sort of system we can put in place.
Let's move on then. 200235 15 the Avenue, Newmarket, trees in a conservation area. Do we know what happened to that?
So the decision was that there were no objections. That's from the planning authority. I can double check and see what we said. Just bear with me. So it was the same response. The council strongly objects to the felling of the tree owing to the loss of wildlife habitat. The decision notice, well, there's a delegated report from the officer. The officer says the application originally proposed to fell the tree. This was objected to by the town council and concerns were subsequently raised to the agent. An amendment was agreed upon to crown raise the tree to give clearance over the adjacent pavement. This is considered to be good tree management and will have a negligible impact on the conservation area.
Chair, could I just speak then?
Yes, of course.
Because then that seems as if we've actually managed to do our job with that one. Which is a bit of an improvement and just shows what can be done with a bit of negotiation. With the previous one, which happens to be just opposite the blocks of flats where a whole orchard and 250-year-old copper beech tree were felled and that sort of destruction. But we've failed really. I mean, it's not too horrific because not all of those trees were particularly special, but we did apparently strongly object. So we're sort of halfway there, but we need to make sure that if it's in our ward or if we object, that somebody tells us when these decisions are going to be made, because I just simply can't imagine that the delegation panel would say, if there was a councillor there, or a representative of the town council, sorry, we don't care, we're going to chop these trees down anyway. So we just need to be, as you say, Deborah, we need to find a system whereby we're better prepared.
Okay, well then that now takes us through somehow to item 11. Would you agree, Deborah?
We've got East Cams.
East Cams. East Cams. Okay.
There's and there was an application, land west of 104 Crockford Road, Wood Ditton. I believe, which Suffolk Highways just said, assuming that that's in there, which I think it was, that they don't want to make any comment in relation to the highways because it's in East Cams. But of course, as Deborah and I were having a chat about, it actually joins on to the rest of Newmarket, and I think we need to have comments from Suffolk Highways under those circumstances.
Well, I think you need comment on those, Rachel, because that road leads on to a very dangerous point on the Wood Ditton Road, where the bridge over the railway track, at one side you cannot see what's coming out of that road, that Wood Ditton Road, going out onto the Wood Ditton Road from Croxford's Road. So I think that highways should be giving us their 5 penneth of good countenance regarding that particular application.
Well, I've been in touch with the fellow at Highways who didn't want to comment. So if it's all right with people, I'll follow that up. I don't know if it's already been approved though. Does anyone know?
Deborah?
No, I don't know. So I'm a bit confused about this application, because is it an East Cambs one or a West Suffolk one?
It actually
East Cam.
It's East Cambs, okay. So I couldn't find any information about an application in East Cambs on the agenda pack, so I was also confused about where this had come from.
Well, perhaps it's not, but it is in East Cambs apparently.
Well, if somebody can send me the details, we can make sure we put it on the agenda for next week's meeting of the planning committee.
Yes, you and I, Deborah, will sort that one out.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, that takes us through to item 11, tree preservation order.
So this is for a tree, this is Fordham Road.
Yes. Do we have some comments from the floor? Sarah, do you have anything you wanted to add to this?
Not really. I mean, yeah, I think we needed TPO on the trees on those grounds because they've been cutting down most of their trees. I mean, it's a tree of heaven, so it's not really a species I'd worry too much about personally, but it's good that, you know, we're getting the message through that some of these trees do need to be protected.
Okay. Thank you. So nothing we need to do on that. So we'll move on to item 12, licensing. Deborah, do we have anything on licensing?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And there's no correspondence either.
And no correspondence either. Okay. Well, that brings us to the date of the next meeting. And on here it says Monday, the 27th of April. Is that correct, Deborah?
Well, that is subject to that being approved, the meeting schedule being approved by full council, which meets in a few minutes.
Okay. Now, is there anything that anybody wants to put on to the next planning agenda for consideration? Rachel.
Yeah, just to have come up with a plan whereby we are clear we're going to be told when things are going to delegation panel, so that a representative of the town council can go along.
Deborah, you and I will look at that.
Okay, so the agenda for next week's meeting will have to go out by the end of tomorrow, so we might not have time to actually formulate a scheme, but we could have one to bring to the meeting next Monday, if that's okay.
Okay, well, can I thank you all? This has gone better than I expected, and we've got from the beginning to the end without too many disagreements, so the whole thing seems to work even when we're not all together sitting in one room, which is excellent. So all I can say is thank you very much.
Could I just have could we maybe just have a go with our little hands, because I'm not quite sure how to do that, so that when we vote at the next meeting we all...
Yeah, actually, Rachel, my preference would be not to use them because they don't stay up very long. If you're trying to count all the people that have voted, by the time you get to the end, some of them have disappeared already. And the other problem is that it's not recorded. The recording doesn't record voting in that way. So it's much easier to vote by show of hand.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you just need to make sure we get it right then. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. And just before you go, Rachel, for the full council meeting, can you make sure that you will state that the meeting is being recorded, that we are recording it?
Yes. Okay, will do.
Fabulous.
All right, so we'll all head off, do we, and come back in...
Yeah, you need to sign in to the full council meeting link, which was sent out with your agenda packs.
So if everyone can try and do it just a fraction before 7, then we can hopefully get started on time.
Yeah, apologies for being late. My video stopped working earlier today. And I was in another meeting.
It wasn't a criticism, it was just a comment.
No, I know, but I'm usually try and be very punctual to these things, but for once, I actually had technical difficulties, so it's like awkward.
Okay, lovely.
Thank you
Bit,
very
bit
much.
like your car breaking down on the way to the meeting. Isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry about the cats as well.
Come.
I'm really sorry about the cats. There's nothing I can do about it.
I'm sure they've got an opinion.
Oh, they have. Right, see you in a bit.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
Bye.
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 Yeah.